I'd like to have a point of personal privilege.
Next thing on the agenda is Barb, I guess.
Well, I'm going to throw a shocker. After long hours of prayer and dedication and praying and asking God what to do, I am withdrawing from the mayor's race. I feel like that the things that happened, I wasn't real clear on. After the primary, I never heard of us owing $400 and something thousand lawsuit and lawyer's fee $400 and something. Remember, I sat in there in the table and told y'all, I don't know if I want to be your mayor, but I love Manchester, I love Clay County. But after talking to my husband, does not want me to run. He said he talked to our accountant. I've talked to my doctor. He says, yes, you can run if you can drop something else off. Well, I can't give up my children, my husband, my dog, my cats, and my store. And I love you people that I serve with. I really do. I feel like that somebody probably younger without any problems would do a better job than me. I know that I'm qualified. I know I'm well qualified. But after I've just prayed and prayed and prayed of whether to do it, and I feel like that somebody else can do a better job than me. And therefore, I'm going to serve on the council until my time ends. And I love everybody here. I really do. And I hate that I waited this late. But it's just something, it's the first time my husband's ever said, Barb, don't run. And I'll just be honest with you, the accountant said, why would you want to get in that mess when you can't please? Because you don't have any money, you're in the hole, and he says you're not going to make people happy, you're going to have more enemies when you end than when you start. So I don't want it to be that way. I don't want people to hate me. I'm a pleaser, and I would love to work with James Ed. I really would. I'll run to Frankfurt. I just can't have all the responsibility. And James Ed probably doesn't even want me, and that's fine too. But I'd be glad and be most willing to work with him. Of course, there's Carl Hoskins running, so there's another person, you know. But both of them are fine people. Carl goes to church with me, and I've known James Ed all his life. So with that, I'm just saying, and I'm not running.
Well,
I'm ready to hear that.
I'm kind of sorry to hear that. I'm looking forward to a race anyway. But Bart, as far as the city, the Wyoming deal, that's workable. The city can work. That could be worked through with no big deal, really.
I don't want anybody mad, George, and you know, I've made more people mad running than, you know, even my friends. Some of my friends are not for me, and I wonder why. You know, I haven't done anything, and they can't blame me for something that somebody else in my family did.
That's politics.
I know that's politics, but I can't. I love being a state legislator, and I think I did well. I really do. I brought many bucks home. And I'd still be there if things hadn't happened the way they were, but they did, and that may be God's plan. I don't feel His plan is for me to be mayor.
Well,
so
it's
with that, I'm withdrawing.
It's like the city. If the city council would all pull together instead of some of them trying to lock somebody else up or find something wrong or whatever. If everybody pulled together, this would be the mayor would be a fine job.
Well, I've had visions that everybody serving on this council would be ahead of some department of something that I was going to do. You know, you've got people that are smart and smarter than me. I taught Jimmy Rice, and he knew more than I did when I started teaching. I was in the taught sixth grade, and I was pronouncing a word wrong. He went home and come back, and next day he said, Miss Colter, I don't believe that's the way that word's, or I was a Philpott then, wasn't I? I don't believe that's the way that word goes. And I said, well, Jimmy, let's look it up and see. And he was smart. He had gone home and asked, and I had pronounced it wrong. So I learned more from my students than I learned going to college 4 years. So I knew I had smart people on this council. If I had stayed and had been mayor, that was my plans, is to make sure that this council knew everything that was going on. Not wake up tomorrow and they had a meeting last night and I knew nothing about it. It would not happen that way. It just would not. Everybody would know everything about what's going on. Because if I was gonna sink, all of you are gonna sink with me. But I've decided the best thing for me to do is to bow out, and that, I've done that.
Okay, thank you.
And George, you've been a pleasure to work with.
Thank you.
I have to say that.
I try.